Okay guys, this is Roger. Roger made a forge for us this weekend. So Roger, tell us what you did here, buddy.
I hollowed out a hole, cut off the grass top with Sean, saves the grass so we can just put it right back on top. I'll be able to see it after. Saved all the soil. Found some flat lying rocks, bedded the side up.
So you basically dug a hole.
Yes.
Okay, and you kept the sod right there so we can redo it.
7 inches deep. Lined it with rock. You had this stuff.
I had crushed stone lying around. Yep, so you use that.
So I found an old gas tin receptacle or gas tin. Ripped off the sides.
Okay, so you found some metal. What in the
woods?
Okay. And you made what, a pipe?
Old rusty can. Folded it over a pipe. Just aluminum taped it. That goes all the way down to here.
So you get a pipe that goes from out here down into the middle.
Leads all the way down. Has a little corner right there and goes across. And then across right here. When there's a few little holes. Picked this little fun thing up at Camp Moore for like $5-10. A little blower system.
Show how it works. And that's blowing what? Oxygen down into the bottom of the
Enough oxygen. Hits right where the coals are right there. Got a nice red glow right there. It comes up to critical temperature. It's perfect.
What's critical temperature?
Critical temperature is annealing temperature. It's what you need to do a lot of tempering, a lot of blade work, just to pretty much get a long-lasting hardness on your steel. Anything below or higher. Below you can't really do too much other than some rough forging. Higher you can do some forge welding and everything, but you wouldn't really need.
So for out here in a quick emergency thing,
it gets it done.
It gets it done. Okay, so alright, so what did you do last night?
Last night, started testing it out. Make sure I could get everything to work. Stuff over here. I got to actually see it in the daytime.
Okay, so what kind of steel do you have there?
I use primarily all high carbons. Maybe some O1s.
So these are your blanks.
These are the
those are your tongs. These are your blanks right here.
Before we came up, I carved this out pretty quick. It's a blank knife. Very rudimentary.
You just bang this thing out quick. And what's this thing right here?
That is a piece of a railroad tie with a magnet stuck on the side of it.
Okay, so you're using that as your anvil.
Yep, not even cleaned up or anything.
Okay, so you basically have an anvil and you have your hammer. And that's the, well, and your tongs.
Okay. Yeah, you can get by without tongs, but little tongs.
Yep, you have them just in case. Okay, and what did you do last night?
Just to make sure when I was getting up the temperature, I was beating on this stock. It's about square stock. Just playing with an arrowhead. So
we're starting off here, making an arrowhead. That's the concept put against this so people can see a little better.
And that's still 1/3 of the way done. So.
Yep, so we're taking it off this blank right here. Okay, so the next step is what? Get the fire going.
Get the fire going, getting some good coals, shoveling them in there.
So you're gonna basically get the coals out of this fire that we got going this morning for breakfast. You'll just heat them up here, get them going.
Get that going.
And use this
just to not shock the steel. I'll probably rest them on top and slowly heat them up, because the last thing you want to do is just shove them right in there, and after the dew and the cold and moisture is on there, this is actually probably about like 25-30 degrees right now.
What would happen if you put it in like that? Would crack it maybe?
Just like putting glass after heating up glass and throwing it into a pot of water. It just cools it to the point where it can fracture.
It can fracture, okay.
Stress fractures in it.
So you're going to get the heat going and you're going to slightly warm that up.
Slowly bring the temperature up. It's kind of like taking a boiling water and taking a cold egg and throwing it in there and expecting it not to like crack.
Right, and then after that heats up, then you'll stop.
After it heats it up, then we just kind of bury it in. Blade facing up, spine facing down towards the heat, because you have the thicker stock material. So when you shove it in there, it'll slowly bring up the temperature. I'll be cranking it. Maybe I'll keep it there and then forge a little bit while it's coming up the temperature. But also the fun thing is, when you get decent at it, you can tell when to quench it by the color. If you can't, I'll sit right down here. nice magnetic. Was it critical temperature? The atoms become fully unmagnetic, and it's perfect when you can just take it, put it up against the magnet, and it doesn't stick anymore. That's when you know you can quench your blade. Okay. Pretty much getting there now. A little bit hotter, so it's cool. Might pull it out. Nice and straight. You want to go really nice and straight because depending on how you hit it with the water, there's a chance of you kind of contorting and warping the blade. But also this is 1/4 inch, so it's not going to be too much of it. And also a little tip, you want to heat up your water before you quench it to about 120 degrees, and that's about the temperature that's uncomfortable to touch. So when you can go like that, you don't want to stick your finger in there. That's a good temperature to quench it.
Yeah, except for the trash.
That's what it looks like
You guys
right
got
there.
to take the trash back out with you?
Cool.
And the cool thing about that now is this is metal untempered. It bites, it grabs. This is metal that is fully hardened tempered now. Sounds like you're doing glass, like rubbing a file against a file. And I'm not getting much out of that. I'm going to scrape this off and clean this up. And then there's a tempering process where you want to look at the color. And that's delicate but fairly quick. Once you get a little proficient at it. We can scrape off all of this.
Yep.
And either put it on top of this for a little bit, or take a candle or some sort of flame and add a little bit of softness in here. So you want the edge to be a nice straw color, and like the blue peacock and other like softer colors in the back. But we'll do that in a little bit.
Okay. I just want to thank Roger Fennell for doing this little demonstration on forging and getting a knife out of, what was it, Roger? What kind of steel?
1050.
1050. Okay, 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch stock.
1/4 inch stock. Okay, came out good. Similar to my rat, I would think. To my rat 3. It feels almost identical. Alright, so Roger Fennell. Roger, how can they contact you? What's your email?
Roger Fennell at yahoo.com.
There you go. Fennell, how you spell it?
Finnell.
There you go. Roger Fennell. Want any blades made, or you want to have information, or you want to just talk to the guy about how to make different blades, I'm sure he'll be able to help you out. Alright, thanks. When he grabs me and holds on to me, this is what they call a clinch range or a wrestling range. And then when we go down to the ground, it's ground fighting, grappling range. All done with this in your hand. Okay, so it's not like you're just doing this. It's not. It's this. It's this. It's this. It's this. It's this. All done with a knife in your hand. That's the difference. It's not knife fighting. It's fighting. You just happen to have this in your hand.
So you hold the bolt back, just push up on this, and it walks the bolt back. Okay. So it's clear. I've got a couple more magazines.
What was that, Mike?
That's a Ruger 1022.
In the great North Kingdom, Vermont, up on our land, it's Old Glory.